practice here. You know,
yes.
Do your wind sprints in this place, right?
For sure.
But it's tighter. There's less room at the ends.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't get to practice here, how much of a home court advantage is it to play on a place like this? Because none of the schools we play against, you know, I've been to a lot of road games over the last couple of years. None of the schools we play against really have a gym like this.
No.
You know, they all have the same kind of big open style that we have at Petoskey High School. So if you don't get, I mean, you guys, I assume that our team got in here sometime over the last few days and practiced in here, and I think they practiced in here.
Yeah, they do practice in here on like a regular basis due to like what time you want to practice. I do like the main gym, and I love that gym over this gym, but it's just kind of fun atmosphere to come back and play in this gym. And when you yell, you know, down the court, it just really echoes, which is also kind of fun during practices, how loud it can get.
Yeah.
But,
well, do you? So I guess my question is, do you think it's a home team advantage since the Northmen do get to play on this court?
I do think so. Just, you know, playing on a court, you know how tight the spaces can be, and out of bounds lines can be kind of tricky, but it's always a home court advantage no matter what team you're at. So
I guess that's true. It's a home court advantage at the high school too over everybody else. Just because the bus trips are a lot shorter too. I think that's part of it. All right. Well, we're playing a team that we play maybe once a year now. The Kingsley Stags. They're in the Northwest League. They're 2-0 in conference play so far this year. They're 5-1 overall. That one game they lost was to a team that's a little bit familiar to the Northmen here. They lost to Cadillac back on December 4th by 47 to 18. So Cadillac scored just 2 more points against them than they did against us last week. But we scored about 20 more than the Stags did, than the Kingsley Stags did against Cadillac. Of course, that was very early in the season. It might have been on the 4th. It's probably Cadillac's first game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You played against this team last year. I'm looking down the list. There's a lot of juniors on here, just maybe 4 or 5 seniors. So it's about evenly split, 1 sophomore. What do you remember about these?
I don't remember much about this game. I just remember it took a long time to get to the gym. I got a technical, and it was a rough game. It was a really scrappy game, which it was fun. I was talking to the coach today, and he seemed pretty confident, and I was like, I don't know, he seemed really overconfident, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe you beat us last year, but this is a whole new team. So.
Yeah, the Stags coach, right, Matt Shellick.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, people who don't know you, who only know you from listening to these broadcasts, think of you probably as this sweet, calm, peaceful woman who, wouldn't hurt a flea, Now, those who've watched you play basketball know that you're pretty aggressive on the court. So I was thinking about you saying that you got that technical. Do you remember what you did?
I'm like the only person on the court last year that could hear what my coach was actually saying. So whoever was coming down, the clock was counting down, and someone told us to eagle, which means foul. Well, the girl didn't hear it, so I come running across the court to foul her. And, of course, she doesn't have the ball anymore, but I need to stop the clock. So my momentum got the better of me, and she fell. And then the ref was like, called it an intentional foul. I'm like, I know it's intentional. I was doing it intentionally.
Yes.
And she's like, you go after the ball. You can't just push someone. I was like, okay. And I happened to do that twice last year just on accident. But after that game, it was over,
Okay, and that was early in the season. Last year, you played them on January 11th. You lost to them 50-46, so I guess your technical didn't help out that much, huh?
No, it didn't, but...
Well, we're not worried about you committing any technical fouls tonight.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, you played it. Let's talk about this one other thing. You played in, before this game, there was the JV game's going on now, and in fact, there's only about 1:50 remaining, and the Northmen are within 4. But before this, there was a throwback game. Lots of alumni came back, and I don't know what he's saying to me, but that's okay. Don't look up in 4-1. I don't know. I'm going to ignore him because I don't know what he's saying. But this is Jason. Hello. We haven't introduced Jason yet today. Maybe that's why he's giving me all these signals. But they're up by 4. They're not the guests, are they? They're the home team here.
Nope.
They're up by 4. All right. Yeah, he was giving me the signal up, yours or something. Up. No. Oh, just the score is up. The team is up. All right, that's okay. But anyway, so you played in a game before this one of alumni coming back to play. So tell us a little bit about what happened.
It was a lot of fun. Obviously, a lot of us are really rusty, including myself, which was a little embarrassing, but it was fun. It was really laid back, kind of like NBA. You don't really play defense, but you just take the outside shot.
Kind of like those all-star games, where everybody wants to just kind of do their show-off thing. And
I think we had someone from like 1987 or 1979. So it was kind of, we had probably 15 girls, 16 girls show up, and we just split in team and played a game against each other.
Oh, it sounds like it was a lot of fun. Well, we have a few more things to talk about here as the junior varsity game is winding down. But why don't we take a short break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about Title IX and what it means to the girls now who have different opportunities than they used to have playing high school and college ball. Jason, we're going to take a short break here, and we'll be right back on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
Guys talk, girl talk.
Join the crowds at Gobblers of Gaylord and try their complete turkey dinners, just like Grandma used to make, with all the fixings. Famous throughout all of northern Michigan. And yes, Gobblers offers more than just turkey. Enjoy walleye, lake perch, cod, slow-roasted prime rib every day, and homemade soups and sandwiches. Treat yourself to Barb's Tasty Carrot Cake, too. Check out Gobbler's $3.79 breakfast special, the $5.99 lunch special, and the $6.99 daily dinner specials. All at Gobblers of Gaylord, and just south of Gobblers in Waters. Visit the all-new Bros Bistro, just off of I-75. Bros Bistro is healthy gourmet dining at moderate prices. Friday night, pan-fried perch and walleye. Herb-encrusted prime rib on Saturday nights. And Sundays, it's a complete chicken dinner. Bros Bistro is also serving up tasty baby back ribs. So moist and tender, and smoked right out back. Stop in and check out Bros Bistro, just off I-75 at exit 270 in Waters.
Hydration isn't something athletes do just during a practice or game. Good hydration takes place before practices and games as well. You can learn more about good hydration and heat acclimation by visiting the MHSAA website, clicking on Education, and checking out the various resources, including a free online course offered by the National Federation. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
At this festive season, what could be more heartwarming than Dickens' timeless tale, A Christmas Carol? Little Traverse Civic Theater is producing A Christmas Carol at the Crooked Tree Arts Center December 13th through 16th and 20th through 22nd. Tickets are available by visiting ltct.org or by calling 231-348-1850. Laugh and cry as the talented cast brings the tale to life for your entire family. Call 231-348-1850 for tickets or visit ltct.org.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle, and God save you. Humbug.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. Spirit, I cannot bear it. Haunt me no more.
Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. A Merry Christmas. God bless you.
God blesses everyone.
This message brought to you by Silver Dollar Business Solutions, not authorized or approved by Little Traverse Civic Theater or its affiliates.
And we are back at Historic Central School getting ready for tonight's Title IX Throwback Game. And speaking of Title IX, now, Caitlin, Title IX was adopted 40 years ago, so you don't really remember life before Title IX.
No.
But, Title IX didn't really make a big impact on girls basketball until a little bit after that. It took a while before they applied it to high school athletics and things like that. And actually, the big impact on girls high school basketball in Michigan really came about just a couple of years ago when they changed around the schedules.
Yes.
So you were here for. You remember that happening?
I do remember that happening, and at first I was really bummed out. It was nice kind of having the summer and having all those tournaments and like team get-togethers, and then having the season right then and there. But I think I like it better in the winter. I like having girls and guys basketball season at the same time. I don't know. Volleyball just doesn't seem as fun in the winter either.
Yeah. And how about the whole idea really of Title IX is to make the athletic opportunities equal. Is there a sense in which having the schedules at the same time makes the opportunities more equal? Or?
I guess it does. I never really thought about it that way, and like it's hard now because I'm in a generation where women are very equal to men and stuff. But I do think it gives it more time and like a longer season in the winter. We have the same amount of gym opportunity than the boys do, and we start a week earlier than the boys do usually. But overall, I think it's very equal. And
right, and as we were talking about earlier about the girls having opportunities to practice here at Central School, Title IX is part of that. It's with both teams going at the same time. Actually, it's not just both teams. It's freshman, junior varsity, varsity, boys, girls. That's 6 basketball teams in the school, plus whatever, intramural, non-competitive athletic basketball is going on over there, too. So it has put a stress on facilities.
Yes.
But it's probably worth it if it turns out that it makes people get more equal opportunities.
And there's 4 gyms to practice at. The main gym we divided into 2 courts. So if varsity was on one side, JV would be practicing on the other. And then the Aux gym we have also in the high school. And then worst comes to worst, we have Central School. So usually there'll be 4 teams practicing right after school and then 2 for night.
Well, I went to the books and I looked this up, since this is the Title IX, what they call throwback game,
yes.
I thought I'd, take a chance here. You told me that you don't like reading stuff. So, it's not that I don't want you to be equal. I'll just as a courtesy to you, I'm going to read this to you, okay? It says, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. And then it goes on to list all the exceptions and all the details and all that stuff. You can't have a federal law that's only about 15, 20 words. So this isn't the whole thing, but it's the main, most important provision of Title VII. Became law on June 23rd, 1972, this summer, 40 years ago. And, I am a little older than you. And you reminded me of that yesterday when we were in Cadillac and you said it was just after your 19th birthday. Yeah. My 19th birthday was quite a while ago. But when I was in high school, girls' sports were really not on par with boys' sports. Boys were the varsity sports. Girls had what was called
cheerleading.
They had cheerleading, right? We don't really have cheerleading anymore in the sense that we had it in high school.
Yeah.
Right. In high school, it wasn't. Now there's like competitive cheer and all that. It's almost it has turned into a varsity sport. When I was in high school, the cheerleaders were there to cheerlead for the boys' sports. And that was really the main athletic thing that girls did was, dance around in cheerleader uniforms, supporting the girls' sports. Yep. And they had what was called the Girls Athletic Association, the GAA, at least in Michigan, and you probably never heard of that.
No.
But it was kind of an organization of club athletic activities for girls. And I don't think when I was in high school, I graduated. I can do this, I guess. When I graduated in 1968 from high school, they weren't wearing like little skirts and stuff anymore.
No.
But that was back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, I guess. But it wasn't the same athletic program. And on the other hand, we have a little ways to go yet. You don't get the kind of attendance and attention and all that boys sports get.
No, we don't, and it's a little bit of a bummer. You'll have a home game, and there'd be there's some people that like to come out and support, but and sometimes it's understandable. Boys have a lot more high-scoring games and girls, wide open layups, but it wouldn't be girls basketball if we didn't have those things. And obviously, we're not as athletic as men are built. But we're working on that, and it's getting better. And tonight looks like a pretty good turnout for a girls' basketball game in Central School.
Yeah, well, and there's no question about it. You watch a fair amount of girls' basketball, which I've had the opportunity to do over the last couple of years, a fair amount of boys' basketball. It is a little different game.
Yes.
And I've talked to people who've coached girls' basketball and boys' basketball, and it's a little different coaching girls than coaching boys. Actually, that I think is one of the interesting things on our team here on the Northland, which Coach D played girls' college basketball. You know that, right?
Coach D played girls' college
basketball. That's right. You didn't know that.
No, I didn't. What?
He was on a girls' college basketball team. And
was he a practice
he was
player?
He was on the scout team.
Okay.
And so he played in the practices and all that.
Yeah.
He was on the team.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, no.
No, I've heard of they'll ask guys to come and practice on the girls,
Right. Yeah. Well, that was what he did. I mean, I'm sure he did a lot of other things in college, but he was on the girls scout team, and so spent a lot of time involved in girls college basketball, women's college basketball, and I think that might be part of what's giving him the background he needs, because you do have to have a different set of skills.
It definitely is a different set of coachings. We had guy coaches in the past, and it's like, we're girls, like, don't be easy on us, but we have different feelings, and it's kind of funny to think about. But some people are meant to be boy coaches and not girls, and there's some people that can do both really nicely, and I think Coach D, so he's been a really good girls coach. I don't know if he's worked with any boys programs, but I'm sure he would be good at that too.
Well, we were, the last game we did was in Cadillac. That was a boys-girls doubleheader. And after the girls game, I was sitting down and watching a little bit of the beginning of the boys game, and I was sitting next to Coach D, and while the boys game was going on, one of the boys on the Northland team was getting ready to go in the game, and the coach reached out, grabbed him by the arm, and pulled him back to give him another. It wasn't aggressive. It was just to give him some more coaching. And he let go of his arm. There were little fingerprints in the player's arm and all that, and I don't think anybody thought anything about it except me. I thought it was interesting because I don't think a girls coach would do something like that. So there's that. Plus, the other thing I've heard said about coaching girls basketball is that you have, at the beginning of practice, you have to have time for a little meeting, let the girls talk to each other and do some of their. Last
year was really drama-free with our team, which was great, and that was the first basketball team I've been on with there was no drama. And Coach D had a lot to do with that, making sure everyone, if they needed something to say, they said it.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about that, because I've been really surprised over my last couple of years of watching a lot of girls basketball of how athletic and how competitive and intense it is compared to what I thought. And I think the girls sports come along a long way. And we will be back to talk about that in just a minute here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This holiday season, give the gift that gives to others. Shop from home, save on gas, avoid the crowds, and most importantly, support your local charitable organizations to serve others who need help right here in Northern Michigan. It's the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com, and click on Alternative Gifts. You can donate to local organizations in someone's honor and receive gift cards describing each gift. Choose from charities such as the Manna Food Project, the Community Free Clinic, the Harbor Springs Food Pantry, Great Start Preschool, the Northwest Michigan Community Action Agency, the Nehemiah Project, Women's Resource Center, and Habitat for Humanity. 100% of all donations go directly to the organizations that you choose. Celebrate the spirit of the season. Support your community with gifts from the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com.
They officiate because they love the game that gave so much to them, and they want to give back to it. They officiate because they believe that the mission of high school sports is to help educate kids. They'd like you to join their ranks, so why don't you? To become a registered high school game official, call or click the Michigan High School Athletic Association. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing expert. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
Marty Scott along with Caitlin Crittenden here at Central School as we're getting ready for the beginning of tonight's Title IX throwback game between the Petoskey Northmen and the Kingsley Stags. And while you were away, we were being entertained by the Petoskey Jazz Band playing the fight song. And as most of you probably know, I didn't grow up here. I don't know the words to the fight song, but it sounded pretty cool and rousing as the jazz band was playing it. So by next week, by the next game, I'm going to go look up the words to the fight song. I'm not going to sing it for you on the air, but I do want to know what the words are. I'm going to look that up. You, of course, Kaylin, you know all the
know
words.
it. It took me, I transferred as a freshman, so it took me, like, I didn't grow up with knowing it, but 2 days to remember it, and it's quite easy, so maybe you can sing it for us.
Oh, you haven't heard me sing before.
Okay,
it's okay, but I'm at least going to look at the words. Okay, good. Now, when I'm mentioning the jazz band, we talked before about some of the differences of the girls' game, and you don't get the crowds or the support, but you do have the support from the school.
Yes.
I mean, we have the band here. We have special programs like this game tonight, the throwback game, and
And this is the first throwback game too. So the boys do an annual throwback game, and girls, this is our first throwback game, and.
Right, and they did this with the volleyball team this fall. Volleyball, and I guess they had throwback volleyball uniforms.
Yes, they look pretty good. The throwback volleyball uniforms. But hopefully this can become an annual thing for the girls and boys team. And it'd be cool if we could do a double-header thing with the girls and boys.
There you go. And we got the girls in throwback uniforms tonight, too. Right?
Yes, they'll have a big revealing. They're wearing their regular shorts right now, but they're going to be taking off the warm-ups and be pretty shocking, I guess.
You think so? Have you seen the uniforms?
Yeah, I've seen them, and it's just, I know they played in shorts back in the day, but it's, the style has evolved just like the game has, and it's going to be, different to see girls playing in these shorts.
Yeah, have you played in those before?
No, and I would never. Not basketball, maybe volleyball or track, but not basketball.
Well, it's not just the girls. Guys used to play in shorts.
Yeah, guys used to play in shorts too.
All right, so that's why you want to have a doubleheader.
No, that's the last thing I want to see.
I see. Yeah, that's probably pretty smart. In any event, we could talk a little basketball. I mean, it's important to talk about this Title IX stuff because it really is an important difference. And one more thing I wanted to say is I think that the girls' game, and I started to say this before we took our break, I think the girls' game has really come along a long way from what it used to be. And as the schools and the community are taking girls basketball more seriously, and as there are more opportunities later on for girls. I mean, girls come out of our program and go to college basketball programs.
and have scholarships and everything for it.
So that puts pressure back down on the high school game to give you a chance to take it more seriously and do
it. Definitely is take it seriously in high school. You don't know who's watching you. Like after my last district game, someone came up and asked if I wanted to play at a community college. It was better that I went to school here and worked, but you just don't know who's watching you, and you don't realize that girls do, go to college and play sports. And we have, Megan Tompkins going to MSU for volleyball, which is great. And Kelsey, I think she's going to Lake Superior State for basketball. And you do have a former teammate playing at CMU, And Bernadette LeBlanc, she went to Kelvin for a year to play basketball. So, Petoskey's great at getting recognized. You don't think because we're so north that you're going to be recognized for your skills on a basketball court.
Yep. Well, I think we should say that being where we are, that it's important for girls who want to go further in sports to realize that they need to excel in academics as well. That they got to do a good job on the court, but they're going into competition for those college sports against people who are doing really well in school, and to get the attention, to get somebody to take a chance on you from a place like Petoskey, you want to show them that you're going to be eligible for the team, and that you're somebody that the college wants in their student body, not just for athletics.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Well, we're taking a little while to get going here because the junior varsity game lasted so long. They did, by the way, finally finish, and Petoskey won that game 43-41. We've got about 7 minutes to go before tonight's game starts, and I should tell you that that last game that we did at Cadillac, Petoskey lost at 45-38. We need to play a little more consistently tonight than we played there, but Megan Tompkins got the game-high scoring in that game. She got 13 and 10 rebounds, so pretty active on the inside, both on offense and defense. Liz Fraser had 6 points and 4 rebounds, so getting tough and getting inside a little bit for Liz there too. Katie Lewis had 5, and Alyssa Van Worden had 5 and 4 rebounds. So getting some of her height inside is a...
If we could have just started it off a little bit earlier, Tompkins got most of her points in that third quarter. So if they can just, play from the get-go, and we'll be ready for this game.
Right. We had scored 15 out of 29 for 51.7% from the floor. That's starting to get up into the decent range, but on the other hand, there were 15 turnovers, which is a lot.
Which seems like a lot, but you're going to have turnovers in a basketball game. If you can, usually our goal as a team is to keep it under 12, so it's not too much over our goal, but definitely just use each other, use the screens, and that's what kind of killed us last time.
All right, well, I'm pretty psyched up for tonight's game. It's going to start in a few minutes. The seats here at Central School starting to fill up. If you are in Petoskey, you're close by. Central School right across from the post office there on Division and, State Street? Real close by anyway. You know where it is if you're in town. Get over here. Come in and see us. If you can't make it, you're in the hospital or something today, then listen to us on WJML. And we'll be right back to get ready for the start of tonight's game right here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This holiday season, give the gift that gives to others. Shop from home, save on gas, avoid the crowds, and most importantly, support your local charitable organizations to serve others who need help right here in Northern Michigan. It's the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com, and click on Alternative Gifts. You can donate to local organizations in someone's honor and receive gift cards describing each gift. Choose from charities such as the Manna Food Project, the Community Free Clinic, the Harbor Springs Food Pantry, Great Start Preschool, the Northwest Michigan Community Action Agency, the Nehemiah Project, Women's Resource Center, and Habitat for Humanity. 100% of all donations go directly to the organizations that you choose. Celebrate the spirit of the season. Support your community with gifts from the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com.
At this festive season, what could be more heartwarming than Dickens' timeless tale, A Christmas Carol? Little Traverse Civic Theater is producing A Christmas Carol at the Crooked Tree Arts Center December 13th through 16th and 20th through 22nd. Tickets are available by visiting ltct.org or by calling 231-348-1850. Laugh and cry as the talented cast brings the tale to life for your entire family. Call 231-348-1850 for tickets or visit ltct.org.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle, and God save you.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. Spirit, I cannot bear it. Haunt me no more.
Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. And Merry Christmas. God bless you.
God blesses everyone.
This message brought to you by Silver Dollar Business Solutions, not authorized or approved by Little Traverse Civic Theater or its affiliates.
The human body is more than 75% water, and this water needs to be replenished every day. Pure Waterworks Bottled Water Services delivers the highest quality water to your home or business. Whether it's softening, conditioning, or drinking water, Pure Waterworks can bring quality water directly to you. We make doing business with us a pleasure, and quality bottled water is just a phone call away. 1-800-248-PURE. That's 1-800-248-PURE.
Marty Scott, Caleb Crittenden, Jason, whatever your name is, Bassett, here at the you can't hear, Caitlin?
I can't. Oh, okay.
No,
there we go.
There we go. Okay. We're all here at Central School Gym. We were ready to get started. While we were away, all the good things are happening while we were away during this pregame. But the team is now out there in their throwback
I feel
uniforms.
like I'm in a movie right now watching them. Just the gym and their outfits look pretty legit for a throwback game right now.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty legit, and they're pretty. They're nice uniforms and all that. I think the girls are adjusting to them nicely.
Yes.
They do. Normally you see people kind of tugging at their shorts when they're tired. There's a little bit of that going on right now as everybody's getting used to being these
Not as bad as the boys are during their throwback game.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're not here, you're going to want to catch the video of this game on WJML.com by sometime tomorrow and see what these throwback uniforms are like. But it's part of the fun of the game and give people a little bit of an idea what it was like to play sports 40 years ago before Title IX. The Kingsley Stags are in their traditional longer uniforms.
They should get throwback uniforms.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a big advantage to the Northmen. They're going to be able to run faster, jump higher. Stay cooler and all that stuff. But getting a little more serious, and now we got just a couple of minutes before we get started here. What are your thoughts about tonight's game?
I think it's going to be a great game. We have a lot to work on, but it sounds like they're pretty ready. Talking to Coach D at the beginning, they have a couple of really good posts, and he wants to make sure that we're denying the entry pass to them, and we have the help defense on the other side. That he thinks that overall we're a quicker team, so they want to use their quickness and push it up the court when they can. And Kingsley's coach just he's just really confident in his team, which is great, but I don't know if it's too confident.
Well, we'll find out how confident he is by halftime. He's got 5 seniors coming back, and I think most of them are going to start. They do have one sophomore, Lily Travis, and when you get a sophomore on the varsity, chances are she's pretty good if they were taking her off of the JV team and putting her on here and making her play. We're getting all the pre-game announcements now, so we get all the little stories about Title IX and introduction to all this, and now it's time for our national anthem, I believe. I always introduce the national anthem about 6 times before it happens because don't really hear the floor announcer very well here, but pretty soon we're going to get to the national anthem. I assume that we're going to hear the jazz band play the national anthem, which will be a nice treat instead of the pre-recorded version that we usually get. The teams are here. The stands are, I would say, about half full. It's respectable, and there's plenty of room left for you to come on out. We're just about to start. There is, 32 minutes of basketball remaining, and lots of time for you to get out here. If you're in Petoskey or the surrounding area, just come by Central School and come on in, and it's going to be a big treat tonight, I think. Two teams are really excited and ready to play, and I know Caitlin hasn't been out on the court already, playing in that pregame. She's all excited and ready to go.
I'm ready.
All right.
I think I am, at least.
So,
we'll find out.
I guess so. Well, you never know till the game starts, right?
No.
Got to see how that first quarter goes, and then we'll get some kind of insights. The teams, all excited. Of course, getting a little longer introduction than usual now as all the stories of Title IX. Of course, you've had to listen to our stories already about Title IX. Hopefully you're geeked up about it. This is pretty significant. It has made a real difference for women and girls in athletics. And now we are going to do the national anthem. Everybody seems to be standing up, so we'll join them and. Rousing rendition of the national anthem by the Petoskey High School Jazz Band.
And Mr. Harvey singing.
Aha. Well, it's always a pleasure to get a chance to listen to that, too. Yes. One of the treasures of Petoskey High School and the community as a whole. Now we're having the starting lineups announced. So, Caitlin, how'd you like to tell us the starting lineups for the two teams?
For the Northmen, we have Megan Tompkins at center, Liz Frazier at guard, Kelsey Ants at forward, Katie Lewis at forward, and Alyssa Van Worden at point guard. For Kingsley Stags, we have Katie Travis at forward, Kenzie Meeker at guard, Amanda Euchre at forward, Autumn Gogan at guard, and Sarah Lukic at guard.
All right. We are about ready to see all those people out on the floor and see how all the promises of tonight's game come out. There's a little imbalance in the opening ceremony here. The Northland players coming out and fist bumping with the officials. Kingsley Stags not doing that. Normally it's choreographed to see everybody doing the same thing.
Sometimes you forget to do it, so you'll be standing in line and then the next girl will be called, but I don't think Kingsley does that. So
all right, well we're about to get the traditional
pep talk.
Star formation there on the floor. Kingsley doesn't do that either. Neither does anybody else, as far as I know.
I don't think so. Some people do, maybe a huddle around the paint, but not on the floor like we do.
All right, well, one more of those wonderful traditions of Petoskey High School. Traditions are a part of sport, go along with all that, and part of what makes it so fun to be a part of high school sports. You know, one of the nice things I like about the high school sports at a town like Petoskey is it's not really confined to the high school. There's people who live in town who have no connection with the high school or no current connection. I mean, they have a connection. They used to go there or whatever. Yeah. But they, you know, but the high school sports are a part of this community. People pay attention to them, and quite a few people from the community out here tonight. Still room for a few more. As players are coming out on the floor, Northland led by Kelsey Ants as they come to the circle. Megan Tompkins in the middle there to face off against Amanda Yoker, senior for both teams. And here comes the ball. We're about ready to get started here in the first quarter. Jump is up, and for the zillionth game in a row, Megan Tompkins wins the jump. Northman have it in the forecourt. There is Fraser with it on the near side. She gets it underneath to Lewis. Back out on the side to Van Worden. Van Worden brings it back out on top as they set back up again. There is Fraser out on top, looking inside. A lot of cutting going on there as Van Worden comes outside to pick it back up. Fraser now takes it off the top, pass over the side to Ants. She turns, goes toward the basket, and as she does, she's fouled. I think they called that on Kenzie Meeker, and that's the first foul of the game.
Right now they're moving the ball really well and making good cuts and everything.
Non-shooting foul, so Petoskey brings it in quickly. Megan Tompkins on top, passes it to Ants, and back over on the sideline to Lewis. On top to Fraser now, and over here to Lewis again. As they're moving around on the inside, not penetrating too well. There's Tompkins in the middle, but at the low post, but she can't do anything with it. Passes it back out on top. Ooh, nice breakaway underneath there by Lewis. Gets her own rebound, and Tompkins puts it back up to the free throw line. First points of the night go to Megan Tompkins, and the Northmen now lead 2-0 with 7 minutes remaining. Minute gone by here in first quarter action. Kingsley with the ball now, and there for real possession. They're looking around for it. Down there is Sarah Lewick with it. Passes it off to the side. And taking it around, back out and around the perimeter now. There is Goggin with it on the outside. They get it underneath to one of the players inside, but as they get it in there, the Northman defense collapses on them. And
it looks like a travel was called
but
on Kenzie Meeker.
Can't be because they're giving the ball to Kingsley.
Oh.
But no. You were right and they were wrong.
It looked like a foul, though.
Don't see a foul up on the board. So anyway, the Northmen get the ball, and bringing the ball up is Van Worden on the far side of the court over here to Lewis out on top. Lewis looking around, still way outside the three-point line. She gets double team, passes it away quickly, nicely, and it goes underneath to Tompkins. Back out to Lewis. She's open from the three-point line and gets three to give Petoskey the lead 5-0. Kingsley with the ball. They get it down to the baseline, put it up, but Tompkins bats it away, and they tie it up under there, and it's going to be the possession arrow pointing towards Kingsley. Kingsley gets the ball under their own basket. I think that was Amanda Yoker, the center for Kingsley. They're tying it up with Tompkins, but Tompkins definitely got the better of her underneath the basket. Shot goes up off the backboard and out of bounds.
You can tell right now it's a very physical game. It's 5-0. There's 6 minutes left in the quarter, and you can almost see elbows going at it.
Ants, speaking of elbows, there's Ants who spins around, gets the ball out, passes it up to Tompkins in the forecourt, over across the key and back out on top. Now that's Katie Lewis with it, sets the offense up and passes over to Van Worden on the right-hand side. Van Worden to Tompkins inside to Ants. Ants triple team, tries to take it up anyway, but it's knocked out of her hands by Sarah Lewick, and the Stags bring the ball up the court. Pass it over to the right-hand side. Diving on the floor for it. The Stags get possession back, but it's tied up, and it's going to be out of bounds. Looks like the arrow is pointing towards the Stags, and they get the ball on the sideline. Pass the ball inside, and it's still outside that three-point circle. You get it inside on the baseline, but nobody following up on that pass inside the Northland. Have all the territory inside the lane. It was great defense
by Kelsey Ants fronting the girl, and Megan Tompkins was right behind her.
Ants throws the ball into Van Worden, and we start back to the timeline. She gets it across, keeps on going down the lane, and puts up the layup, but she misses. Contested as she got inside. And the ball now in the hands of Autumn Goggin. She curls into the lane, passes it back out to three-pointer from the left-hand side. That shot misses the basket, but a foul called on the Northman on Lewis.
I don't know if she boxed out a little bit too early while she was still following through her shot.
Kenzie Meeker?
Or I was on the floor after her shot, so that's good that she doesn't have to go to the line.
Kenzie Meeker taking the ball out of bounds for Kingsley. Northman leading 5-0 with 5 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1. They pass the ball into the backcourt, and that is Autumn Goggin driving down the left-hand side. They get it out to the top of the key, gets away, but they recover possession of it. Kenzie Meeker with the ball on the right-hand side. Into the middle to Lewick. Inside back out to Lewick over to the right-hand side, wide open, takes a pop from outside the three-point line, misses and rebounded by Tompkins, who gets it to Lewis, and they start to bring the ball back. That's Van Worden across the timeline, passes over to the right-hand side to Fraser. Fraser into Tompkins at the top of the key, and inside to Ants, who takes it up again. This time she gets it up there. Tompkins with the rebound, puts it up, but foul called beforehand. And Megan is going to the line. I don't think the points counted. The foul was called before she got that shot off. So Northman's still leading 5-0, 4:22 remaining. Foul called on
Amanda Euchre. That's her first, team second.
And Tompkins puts her first shot in, gets Northman up to 6-0. The nothing indicates that there's been pretty good defense, and that's certainly been true on the floor.
They are definitely playing really good defense right now, Marty. And offense, they're really looking down low, which they should have been last game, and they have definitely improved on.
Tompkins puts the second shot in. Northman leading 7-0 with 4:15 remaining. And it is Gogan with the ball up the floor for Kingsley. Over to the left-hand side, driving into the lane. They stop at the side of the lane as Megan Tompkins confronts them. You do tend to stop when you dribble in and see her there.
At 6'3".
Ball comes outside to Van Worden now, up at the top of the outside the top of the key for the Northmen. Over on the left-hand side is Fraser. She brings it out. Ants to Tompkins underneath as they do that combination, and Tompkins goes up from the low post and puts a shot in off the glass. 9-0 Northman as we set the defense back up again to see if we can keep this shutout going. Over on the left-hand side, they pass it in, but they don't get any farther in than the sidelines of the key. Shot goes up and misses, rebounded, and Ants brings it up the floor. Over the left-hand side, now they pass it across to Lewis. As she shoots it, it's batted out of her hands, and they bring it back on top to Tompkins. Lewis, I think, the shortest person on the floor. It's hard for her to go up against that defense, but she's aggressive and gets a lot of good shots inside because of her aggressiveness.
She's been doing really well tonight.
Liz Fraser to Ants, and Ants in the free throw line puts in for 2 more points. Northman up 9-0 with 3:05 remaining, and the Stags are going to take a timeout to give Matt Shellick a chance to talk to his players and see if they can figure out what they need to do. And let's take it from their perspective a little bit for a moment. What do they have to do? What if anything, is Kingsley doing wrong? Or are they just being outclassed by the Northmen on defense?
Well, right now, the Northmen are playing excellent offense. But what they really have to do is shut down that high-low. But we have Katie Lewis making it out from the outside, so we're making it very difficult to them to do anything else because of our fantastic offense right now. But
well, that's true. If you can make the outside shot, and you can also get the ball into Megan inside, who can turn it around and put it over anybody. They have to make sure
they're getting back on defense also. I think they're getting looks like a little tired. Maybe they needed to calm down after that timeout. And
Kingsley.
Yes.
Okay, well, plays back in. Let's see what happens. Kingsley now with the ball. They get the ball into the middle, and they put it up inside the lane, but Tompkins bats it down. She does it again. Looks a little like a volleyball game out there, and you got the star of the volleyball team out there.
You can see that smirk coming out of her face.
Yes. And that is Fraser with the ball at midcourt. Knocked out of her hands by the Kingsley defense, but it's going to, who are they going to give the ball to? Looks like they're giving it to Petoskey and Hannah Skolton.
Skolton, yes.
It's just the superintendent of the school district. At least I ought to be able to pronounce the name right.
Say it right.
Yeah. So anyway, you think it's tough having the coach for a dad, right? How about having the superintendent? All right, anyway, Van Worden goes all the way down the lane, puts it up, misses, but she's fouled as she goes up to take that shot. She's going to the line. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, I thought it was going to be Skolton standing in there, but she was just there to give her a slap. And so now we have Van Worden ready to take a shot. It's Northman leading 11-0. Big shot out here with 2:31 left to go in the first quarter. Van Worden's shot rolls off the right side of the rim. Gets a couple slaps from her teammates and ready to try out again. Those are slaps on the hand. You know, this isn't boys basketball.
I know.
So,
it's hand slaps. You don't do butt slaps.
Nope. All right, so here we go. And she missed the shot, so it's Kingsley with the ball coming in on the left-hand side from outside the three-point lane. They're not getting inside shots, so maybe they can loosen up a little if they can make some of those outside shots. They push it inside, and as they do, that is Amanda Yoker, the tall person, and she has it taken away from her by, I think that was Fraser. So
yes. It was excellent strip by Liz Fraser.
So the Stags now have the ball out of bounds. They pass it in. There's a little contact there, and the ball goes out of bounds back to the Stags again. So they'll be bringing it out on the baseline now, bringing it in on the baseline. Doing jumping jacks in front is Skolton. Ball gets past her. It's like miniature golf out there. Out on the top of the key now on the right-hand side. Folker with the ball. Back inside now, out on top, and that is Yoker. She's going to have to start making some of those outside shots for the high post shots to bring some of the Northmen out from that from the baseline inside, because there's nobody's getting anywhere inside against the Northmen right now. Northmen with the ball, Skolton across the top of the key over to the right-hand side rather to Fraser. She's out on top. She's getting double teamed, pulls through it and passes the ball over to Skolton on the right-hand side. She takes a three. This one misses and the ball goes out of bounds. She had a couple of threes in the game against Cadillac.
Yeah, she played really good against Cadillac. You know, she came in, did her job, got that three-point shot, and that was a great shot she just took.
Yeah. And she's had a reputation for being a three-point shooter, and now maybe as this season gets started, she's going to get a chance to get a little more time on the floor and develop opportunity for that shot.
For sure.
Stags with the ball, bring it across half court over to the right-hand side. Double teamed over there by a couple of Northmen. They get it across the double team over to the other side of the lane. But coming out of the double team, there's a foul on the Northmen.
Looks like on Katie Lewis, that's her second foul and team second foul.
Okay, no shooting. So the Stags get the ball out of bounds on the right-hand sideline. They pass it all the way over to the top to Yoker. Yoker in the lane that time. He goes up with it, but can't put the ball in the basket.
She got fouled on by Amanda Stinger, and that's her first, team's third.
Stinger having just come in the game for the Northmen, and coming off the bench right now is Kelsey Ants, or getting ready to come in.
Kelsey Ants and Natalie Weaver are going to be coming in.
Okay, and that first free throw misses. Score still 11-0. 59 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and that is...
they made that free throw.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, I guess they did. All right. Yeah, the net danced around and stuff, and the ball went through it. Anyway, that was Andrea Lee at the line. She did put that in. And getting set up and ready for her to take her second shot. Things are getting serious. I just saw Coach D take his sport jacket off. So
it does get a little hotter in this gym than the other gym.
All right, so Lee there at the line. She's so far the only scorer for the Stags. That one shot she made at the beginning is still the only one, as she misses her second one, and Kelsey Ants brings it up, but she tries to pass it over the double team. It's batted away by Kenzie Meeker, I believe, and out of bounds to the Northmen. Going over there to bring the ball in is Skolton. And slaps the ball, passes it in to Fraser. It's knocked out of her hands and out of bounds, and it's going to stay in Northland possession. So Skolton trying again from the sideline, passes it back to Fraser across the timeline. Fraser, smaller than just about anybody who's guarding her out there, manages to get the ball over to Skolton, back to her, passing inside to Stinger. She goes up with it, misses. Rebound goes up, and there's contact underneath there. Foul called on the Stags. And it's going to be a shooting foul. Going to the line is Amanda Stinger. Nope, not a shooting foul. They're going out of bounds with it.
It should have been a shooting foul. I'm not going to say anything.
Hey, we only get to do the broadcast, and we don't get to call the penalties. But I tend to agree with you. Anyway, it's the Stags' ball out of bounds. There wasn't a foul. They just called it out of bounds?
No, it was a foul. It just was before the shot.
And okay, so it is Kingsley with the ball down on the baseline as they go in towards the lane, traveling as the Kingsley player turns around and tries to get through that defense. There isn't any room there, so she ends up traveling and turning the ball over to the Northman. Kelsey Ants standing on the baseline, passes it up to Skolten. Back to Ants, and Ants brings it over. She jumps to pass over the double team, and as she's thinking about turning and coming in, Stinger went one way and her feet went the other, so traveling on her.
Right now, Kingsley's really trying to double team and press us, and we need those people that are open to flash, otherwise we can break their press.
You have to make up your mind which way you're going before you start. Okay, over on the left-hand side now for Kingsley. They get it inside, and again, unable to score from the floor. Kingsley's only basket in the first quarter so far from the free throw line. Northman leading 11-1 with 17 seconds of action remaining here in the first quarter, and it's Kenzie Meeker at the line.
Kelsey Ants picked up her first foul, and that would be team's fourth.
So Meeker trying to get Kingsley's second point of the game. The shot off the bracket and back down. So the Northern defense doing a pretty good job of keeping Kingsley out of the blue down there. There's no time for
They're
them
definitely making it difficult for them to get even a pass in the paint, let alone an open shot.
And second free throw shot misses, and the rebound is finally cornered there by Ants, who brings it up the right-hand side of the court. Goes all the way to the baseline, stops, turns it around, back out to Stinger, who shoots it off the front of the rim. They tap it out, and goes out of bounds on the near line on the left-hand side. We're sitting right by the sideline.
Yes. So looks like we got an over-the-back call by Liz Frazier, and that's her first foul, team's fifth.
All right, so it's the Stags with the ball, and as the horn goes, they pass it up the floor, but unable to get anything from the floor in this first quarter. And we'll be right back with the second quarter of tonight's action right here on WJML News Talk Sports, 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Join the crowds at Gobblers of Gaylord and try their complete turkey dinners, just like Grandma used to make, with all the fixings. Famous throughout all of northern Michigan. And yes, Gobblers offers more than just turkey. Enjoy walleye, lake perch, cod, slow-roasted prime rib every day, and homemade soups and sandwiches. Treat yourself to Barb's Tasty Carrot Cake, too. Check out Gobbler's $3.79 breakfast special, the $5.99 lunch special, and the $6.99 daily dinner specials. All at Gobblers of Gaylord, and just south of Gobblers in Waters. Visit the all-new Bros Bistro, just off of I-75. Bros Bistro is healthy gourmet dining at moderate prices. Friday night, pan-fried perch and walleye. Herb-encrusted prime rib on Saturday nights. And Sundays, it's a complete chicken dinner. Bros Bistro is also serving up tasty baby back ribs. So moist and tender, and smoked right out back. Stop in and check out Bros Bistro, just off I-75 at exit 270 in Waters.
Well, an exciting first quarter of action here, particularly for Northman fans, as the Northmen lead this game 11-1, starting the second quarter. No baskets from the floor for Kingsley, but they dive and intercept the pass now, and they've got the ball. It's Goggin with it going down the right-hand side. They bring it back to the center, down to the right-hand side. They step back over the three-point line, back on top to Travis. And from inside the three-point line on the left, putting the ball up and missing, that was Goggin. And corralling the ball there is Van Werden. Gets the ball out. Kelsey Ants in the forecourt to Skolten on the left-hand side. Skolten dribbles it back around top to Van Werden. Van Werden in on the far side there to Larson. And Larson puts it up and in. I think that was two.
Yes.
Close. But that makes it 13-1 with 7:09 remaining in the second quarter. As we're in the early moments of the second quarter. Back out on top now for Kingsley. Kingsley takes it down to the baseline. Two Northmen there to defend. And again, no ability to get inside past Megan Tompkins. She cuts through the defense, goes to the top of the key, finds Ants over the right-hand side. Another heads-up play as she draws the defense to her.
Exactly.
And passes to Kelsey Ants. Kelsey puts the ball in, and it's now 16-1 for the Northmen. Another timeout for the Stags, and they keep taking those timeouts, but they're going to have to think of something
right now,
to say.
Kingsley's running a 2-2, and it's a pretty loose 2-2, so it's kind of forcing us to, we really want to make them, give them out wider so that we open up the paint, and it's great to see Jamie Larson be a threat to score and Katie Lewis to be a threat to score, not just Kelsey and Megan. It's great to see, everyone being able to contribute to the scoreboard, and that's going to make it harder for them to defend.
And the other thing you want to do against the press like that is pass the ball back and forth, left and right.
Yes, and they're moving the ball very well tonight, so that's also something they probably worked on at practice over the last week.
Well, something they needed to work on after Cadillac. They're looking and they're passing the ball, and the difference is paying off tonight. They kind of get in the top of the lane, go to put it off, it's batted away by Kelsey Anson, and they get it back and try again. The defense solid inside for the Northmen. The ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Kingsley underneath the basket. They bring it into the left-hand side. Back in the middle, in the key, turning and shooting up is Meeker, but she misses, and I think there's a foul on the Northmen.
Yeah, it looks like a foul on Hannah Skolton, and that's her first, team 6. So, they just need to watch their fouls, making sure they're going up strong and taking that charge if need be. But
on the other hand, that's a foul right in front of the basket. That's where you want to commit them.
If you're going to commit a foul, please do it on the basket, underneath the basket or something, not on the opposite side of the court.
Kinsey Meeker's shot goes up, and that's the second point for the Stags tonight. Both of them from the free throw line. 6:27 remaining in the first half as Meeker goes to the line for a second shot. Yeah, if they try to shoot from the inside, they're getting contact in there, and that's what happened there. And I think you want to keep it intimidating inside. Kelsey Anson brings the ball up. It's knocked out of her hands as she crosses the timeline. Knocked out by Danielle Falker. I think Autumn Goggin. And it's going to be the Northmen out of bounds. Skolton bringing the ball in from the left sideline. Tompkins underneath. Quick pass to Van Worden, and then across to Ants underneath the rebound by Autumn Goggin. But again, even though that didn't work, it was a good pass and good lateral passing. It was definitely a good pass,
and moving it from side to side, which is great to see. Keeps the defense moving and harder to predict.
And the first 4 points for the Stags as scores now 16-4, and the Northmen back with the ball. Ants on the left-hand side and out on top to Skolton. Skolton looking on over the defense and passes it back out on top to Van Worden. And Tompkins at the high post. She's got 3 people around her, and nobody can do anything about it. She passes it easily into Larson, and Larson puts it up from the baseline.
People are underestimating Larson, which she can make those shots and stuff. So they're overplaying Megan and Kelsey, which leaves someone wide open. And I'm glad they're looking up and keeping their heads up to see Larson down low, and she's ready to make those shots and get her time on the court.
Kingsley taking another timeout. I mean, Tompkins clearly deserves the double and triple team that she's drawing. But even though they put that on her, it doesn't seem to really have much of an effect.
No, and she's keeping the ball nice and high away from the defense. So that's great that Tompkins can realize that, use her height at such advantage, and to either shoot over them or pass over them like she's been doing.
All right, and as a result, the Northmen with an 18-4 lead here with just 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. I don't know, if they can't make an outside shot and they can't get inside and they can't stop the passing of the Northmen, they got to pick one of those things that they're going to stop.
I don't know what they should do better, because we're just playing so well right now, which is great. Their coach does not look happy, though.
Goggin brings the ball across the timeline for the Stags. Around the perimeter looking for something. A lot of motion underneath for the Stags, but they can't get anything inside. Passing it over to the right-hand side, back out on top. And nobody able to even cut through the lane there for the Stags. Back out on top now, that's Goggin on the outside. Shoots from the outside off the backboard and back down to the Northmen. Van Worden with the ball across the timeline, comes in, drives about halfway down the lane, ball's knocked out of her hand, she picks it back up. There's Tompkins out there on top to Larson inside, and back up to Skolton. Skolton into Ants in the middle, dribbles to the side, puts the ball up, it's off the rim, rebounded nicely underneath by Larson in the middle of all those trees. She comes down with the ball, but gets away from her, and it's going to be Kingsley driving the lane, getting about halfway down, and then running into 4 people. That was Amanda Gogan, so she brings it back out. Now it's out on top to Travis, Lily Travis. There's 2 Travises. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Ants. Kelsey up to Tompkins. Good eye. She's wide open. Oh, and she passes underneath the basket to Larson.
That was a good look. Just a little sooner, and that would have been there.
Larson was leaning towards the lane, and the pass was the other way. But it was a good idea by both players, and it'll work next time.
We can afford those right now. Those little turnovers.
You want to make aggressive mistakes, not passive mistakes, and that was definitely an aggressive mistake. Ball on the right-hand side now in the forecourt by the Stags. They get it out on top and drive towards the lane, but Van Woerden in there to block the lane. They make the shot anyway and foul on Van Woerden, I believe. And coming out on top now for the free throw is Autumn Gogan. So another second basket from the floor, from inside the first one really from inside the lane. And her shot goes up and in. 3-point play for the Stags. 18-7 now with 3:53 remaining in the first half. And as Fraser tries to come out with the ball, it's batted away from her, taken over by the Stags, and you can guess what happened next, after Larson lost the ball.
It looks like a foul on Liz Fraser.
Fraser lost the ball. Yeah, she fouled to try to get it back.
That's their 8th team foul, so they really got to watch, so they don't make those, get 1-and-1 and get those free throws.
Gogan going to the line now for the Stags. Who's in trouble for the Northmen, foul-wise?
No one's in too bad of trouble, but Liz Fraser and Katie Lewis both have 2 fouls. So we're still in pretty good shape, but just as a team, we got to watch them.
All right, Gogan at the line. Northman leading 18-7. A nice 11-point bulge, but it's getting a little closer than it was. It's off the side of the rim down to Tompkins. Tompkins to Ants, and the double team's coming to Ants. She's kind of waiting it out, and Van passes over it to Van Woerden. Over the right-hand side now, that's Fraser. Fraser looking around, back out on top to Van Woerden, who starts it again. And underneath, they try to get it to... is that
Abby Blanchard?
Oh, Blanchard, who's inside. That's right. And pass goes over her head, out of bounds, and it's going to be, I guess it was knocked because Blanchard's going outside to pass the ball in for the Northmen. Blanchard looking around, got to find somebody to throw it to, and passes it in, but she's just a second too late.
Yep.
And what is that, a 5-second?
Yeah, 5-second call.
Yeah, that you have to get it in, didn't make it. So Kingsley with the ball now, trailing by 11, 18-7, 3:25 remaining first half. Out on top, that's Autumn Gogan out there. She drives down to the baseline, comes back out on top, and as she turns around, she travels.
Well, no, Alyssa played excellent tight defense, and she got a 5-second call. So that was great defense by Alyssa Van Woerden.
All right, so Northman with the ball as a result out on the sideline. And that's Kelsey Ants standing there, getting the ball now. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, looks like Katie stepped in for Alyssa. And we have Megan, Katie, Liz, Kelsey, and Abby on the court.
All right, and that is Lewis bringing the ball across the timeline. Over to Ants on the side, in the middle to Tompkins. She puts it up, goes in, and I think drew the foul as she was going up. Looks like we and the referees agree on that one.
Yes,
a lot of contact going up there. It would have been hard to miss that.
Couple people, not just one.
They call it on one of them, though. And who is that? Don't know yet. All right. Tompkins at the line. And her shot goes in. So a three-pointer for Megan. It's 21-7 for the Northmen, tripling the Stags at this point with 2:57 remaining in the first half. Get a little double skip out there at the top of the key, but they don't call anything. But shot goes in, and this time they managed to put it up and in. It's a 2-point basket for Kenzie Meeker, and that is Lewis bringing the ball up forecourt. Fraser on the left now in the middle to Blanchard. Blanchard drives down the lane. Nice move inside, but ball knocked out of bounds. Northman in possession. And they set up for the inbounds play. Pass it to Tompkins underneath. Nobody open, so just throw the high pass to Tompkins. And nice move by Lewis getting the ball back. Ants with it, driving down the right-hand side, gets in, underhand shot, puts it up, nice scoop and score.
Very nice move by Kelsey Ants. She's very good at, she kind of has this fancy thing to her when she goes up for a layup, and in that way it definitely benefit her.
Well, she found a little bit of open space that she needed. Ball underneath, surrounded by Northman, and they get the ball out, and the pass cut off by one of the Stags, and they now bring the ball up, and as they get into the forecourt, it's knocked out of bounds. Nice offensive hit by Katie Lewis.
Yeah, that was a great play by Katie Lewis. Her aggressiveness definitely helped her out on that play, knocking the ball against the other player and getting it out of bounds.
Yeah, when you knock the ball away, you want to knock it at them so it goes out of bounds.
And I don't even think that was intentional. She was just trying to, pick it up so it goes somewhere other than the other opponent's hands.
So we are at 2:11 remaining in the first half, 23-9 for the Northmen. Is the Northmen pretty dominant inside and pretty powerful on offense as well?
The only thing they're a little bit struggling with is bringing the ball across half court. They're double teaming, and you just really need to look for that person flashing, and I'm sure Coach D's telling them that.
Again, it's a little lapse in concentration. They were doing that pretty well before, but just for a few minutes, having trouble. Now there's a double team, and they break through it, get it to Fraser. Fraser to Tompkins at the high post. Over to Lewis. She passes it up, and it's saved. A nice play by Fraser, but ultimately turned over to the Stags.
I'll go for it.
No, go.
I don't know what I was going to say anymore now.
Alrighty, well then I'll take it.
Yeah.
Kingsley with the ball. Northman leading 23-9, 150 remaining. They get it into the forecourt. Down underneath, but Tompkins goes up. Bats the ball out of the Kingsley player's hands. I guess there was low body contact. I didn't see anything up on the hands, but foul called on Tompkins.
And that's her first, the team's ninth. So
going to the line is Andrea Lee for Kingsley. And trailing 23-9, now 23-10. As she makes the first shot, she's got one more coming.
Talking to the coach, he kind of stressed out how they had a good bench and how Andrea Lee would definitely came off strong for them. And she's, I guess, a really good post player tonight. They're not getting much from the inside.
Well, she's pretty tall.
Yes.
And she's a good shot from the free throw line, and she puts that other one in. I guess if you're tall, you're a little bit closer, right?
Just a little bit.
Not much. And coming down the court quickly there, it's Van Worden on the right-hand side, back out on top to Ants. Ants driving down the line, stops about halfway, puts it up, almost gets her own rebound, knocked out to Tompkins. Tompkins brings it back out, and they reset outside with Lewis with the ball out there. Lewis picks it up, gives it to Van Worden. Tompkins in the middle, turns and pops. This one goes in off the glass. 2 points for Megan Tompkins. 25-11 Northman with 1:13 remaining. Stags with the ball. Get it down to the baseline, but outside the lane. They turn to put it up in, and traveling as she turns around, and she's right in front of Megan Tompkins.
Kingsley's definitely having a really hard time shooting over Megan Tompkins. You can see in her feed to the post. They're definitely trying to overplay the passing lanes because when it's inside, they have nothing else to go with. Van
Worden working the ball very nicely up the court against the person who's guarding her, Autumn Gogans. Gets it across the timeline to Megan Tompkins in the middle to Lewis, and over here to Ants in the middle. Ants dribbles across the lane, puts it up from the far side, gets her own rebound, turns and shoots. And this one off the rim again. And as Blanchard puts it up, she's grabbed pretty much and is going to the line. Ann's doing a really good job of getting open shots inside. I think she has to settle down a little bit in there. She's getting some great opportunities, but her percentage from inside is pretty low at this point, I would think.
Yeah, Kelsey, she's definitely a threat to score, so they're putting their best defenders on Kelsey, and she's not getting the open looks like she used to as a sophomore and junior. And
yeah, you play good, you get a reputation,
exactly.
And people get down on top of you there.
So I think she's kind of getting used to the fact that how tight the defense is on her, and she's adjusting to a new role on the team, being more of an assist person, but we still really need to see her step up and try scoring as much as she can. Cadillac was a little bit hard, only having 4 points.
Meanwhile, Abby Blanchard showing some skills on the free throw line, puts two of them in, and Kingsley brings the ball up. They take a shot, and there's a foul. This one...
It looks like an offensive foul on Autumn Goggin.
Taking a little extra effort to get the ball open inside, and they end up committing a foul. Ball goes over to the Northman, coming up the floor, diving for it as it gets away a little bit from Fraser. Ball goes over to the Stags, and they get to the baseline, put the shot up. There's contact underneath the basket, and I think they're going to call that foul on the Northman.
Alyssa Van Orden, the foul was called on. It's her second, and team's 10 plus.
All right, so that puts Kinsey Meeker at the line. Northman leading 27-11, just 19 seconds remaining in the first half. Clock stopped, which is good for the Stags as they put that shot up, but that clock stopped opportunity goes wild as they hit the bracket, and Kinsey Meeker's going to get another opportunity from the free throw line. Dribbling the ball, getting ready for this. 27-11, and now it is still 27-11 as Kelsey Ants gets a rebound.
She's definitely getting the fouls she wants called inside, but she's 1 for 6 at the line. So
ball up court to Stinger, now inside to Fraser. Fraser turns around, puts it up, rebounded by the Stags, and with 2 seconds left, they don't get a shot off, and so the first half comes to an end with the Petoskey Northmen leading 27-11. And we will be right back with the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show right here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS Store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS Store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS Store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
You don't need an invitation to drop into the Original Pancake House of Bay Harbor. Open every day at 7, the Original Pancake House features 42 unique breakfast entrees. They promise to have something for everyone's appetite. Try everything from their special oven-baked pancakes to the old-fashioned oatmeal, freshly squeezed juices, and farm-fresh eggs. Just some of the standards of quality you'll find at the Original Pancake House of downtown Bay Harbor. On the web at originalpancakehouse.com.
And here we are at halftime in the Title IX Throwback Game. Petoskey Northmen leading the Kingsley Stags 27-11 here at Central School Gym. We've got halftime getting entertained here by the dance team out there. Today it's the tie-dye dance team with
their throwback moves.
Yes, bandanas in their hair and trying to look like we did back in the 70s. I'd say maybe early 70s, late 60s, something like that. But, some nice dance moves out there. And, it's interesting. But we've also seen some pretty interesting basketball in the first half. And, I don't know whether it's the opposition or not, but a nice change by the Petoskey Northmen from that game that they had before in Cadillac.
Yes, definitely. They're playing awesome defense. Obviously, it shows that Kingsley's only scored 11 points, and offensively we have scored from 5 different players, and it's not the usual players we see every night, so that's great.
Well, who was it?
Well, we have Tompkins with 11, Ants with 7, Jamie Larson with 4, Katie Lewis with 3, and Abby Blanchard with 2.
All right, well, the big departures there are Jamie Larson and Abby Blanchard. Blanchard with a couple of free throws. Larson with some nice opportunities inside, converting a couple of them, and looking pretty good over there.
Definitely, and it's great to see, those girls that don't see the floor as much as our starters do, to get those points and be a threat to score, and knowing, makes it easier for, Megan and Kelsey to get open if they have to, really guard Jamie and Abby. So
right, it makes it a little easier for Coach D to give some of those players breaks too. If he has people who he knows are going to come on the floor and be able to put the ball in the basket. How about a look on the other side of the scorebook? Not too many points to talk about over there, just 11 for Kingsley, but where'd they come from?
We have Kenzie Meeker with 3, Autumn Goggin with 5, and Andrea Lee with 3. 4 points have come from free throws, and Kenzie Meeker was 1 for 6, so hopefully she improves her free throw percentage next quarter. It'll definitely help their team out.
Well, if you can't score from the outside and you can't get inside, you better make the free throws.
You better make the free throws, and we had over 10 free throws last quarter, so that's what they're really going to look to, is getting Megan Tompkins and Kelsey Ants and our girls in foul trouble, where we have to play deeper in the bench, and hopefully they can make their free throws.
All right, obviously the Northmen having a good game, hitting on all cylinders, paying attention 90% of the time, really, which is not 100%, but it's a whole lot better than it was at Cadillac. Doing a great job on defense and spotting the open person on offense very nicely. If you're the coach, you're just a non-conference game. You're looking ahead to getting back on the conference schedule and continuing to make progress out there. What is Coach D worrying about at halftime? I assume you don't want your team letting down, and I assume you want them to keep working and forget the fact that they're so far ahead.
He's definitely going to, say the positives and how great they're doing, but it's pretty obvious what are the negatives in this game, and it hasn't been affecting them too much, but they definitely show some struggle with getting the ball over half court at press, definitely with the double team. So they really have to focus on having the opposite girl flashing, whoever's open flashing, coming to the ball, having, an outlet if need be, or having full court pressure. We can't just leave someone strangled alone. And right now, Kingsley, they're trying everything to mess us up, and that's probably what they're successful at, is if they can keep that pressure on the ball and denying the passes inside.
Well, and that's been all season. One of the big things that the Northmen have to work on is getting the ball up court against the pressure. Tonight, they have a pretty decent size advantage in this game, not just from Megan Tompkins, but from several other players. It seems like almost every situation, with the exception of Katie Lewis, who's done a really nice job of getting the ball over and around defenders. But in general, I think that it covers a lot of sins when you're a lot taller than the other team, when you're consistently taller, particularly with working against the press. And they have to do a little more than just take advantage of their height if they're going to be able to take that experience back to Cadillac and do something with it. But we've got just about 3 minutes left to go in halftime, and we're going to be back in just a moment here with more of the UPS Store Petoskey Halftime Show on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing expert. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
The Treetops KISS Principle. Keep it simple, skier. And that's what describes our season ski passes at Treetops, Michigan's most spectacular resort. Huge savings on family and multiple memberships. Just $155 per person for a triple, okay? Keep it simple. Go to treetops.com, Winter Adventures, and find a ski pass that is right for you, your group, your family, your student. Or 888-TREETOPS for more information. Safe, family-friendly Treetops. It's quite simply the best.
All right, here we are back at halftime. I'm having a great time here at Central School Gym. All kinds of people crowding around here. I think a lot of the fun is some of the alumni players coming back, and we got quite a few of them sitting here. And Caitlin, why don't you take a chance to talk to some of your former teammates here? Let me get my headset off and give it to one of them, and tell us who we're talking to, and give us a little about what's going on here. Hang on.
Okay, so right now we have Carrie Eggleston and Bernadette LeBlanc with us. Carrie's going to be doing the talking. So what do you think about the first half of the Northmen's game?
Well, I think the first half went pretty well. The Northmen are getting back on defense, getting to the boards pretty well.
What do you think some things they can work on?
I think they could get the ball movement going a little bit better. They're working it around pretty well, but I think they could get more looks at the basket with Tompkins down low.
What do you think Kingsley's coach is telling them right now to do?
I think Kingsley's coach is telling them that they need to pick it up a little bit. The game's getting pretty aggressive, but they need to get back on defense. But we want Petoskey to win.
Well, thank you, Kier.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much. A lot of fun having you here at the game for the Title IX Throwback Night, and here on our air. Thank you very much. And that must have been fun.
Yeah, it's always fun to talk to old teammates, especially over the radio, because they don't know what they're going to say.
Yeah, especially those really old teammates, that they come back. Yeah. All right, well, here we go. We're about ready to start the second half. Northland leading 27-11 here as they get the last couple of halftime seconds ticked off that clock and get it ready. Everybody staring at the clock while the people at the scorer's table get it all set. And now I think we're ready to go here. Well, they still have it set to 0. Now it's up to 8, so I think we're ready to get the second half started. And we hope you enjoyed the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show. They bring that to you every game here, and we're happy to have their support. Stags with the ball now in the forecourt, trailing 27-11 to the Petoskey Northland. Get it outside of the three-point arc and take a shot, and it's a 3 for Kenzie Meeker. That helps catch up a little bit, 27-14 Northland with the ball. Van Worden bringing the ball out of her own end over to the right-hand side, and passes to Kelsey Ants, who's jumping up and down to get the ball. She's got it on top of the key over to Liz Fraser. Nothing happening inside.
You see a lot of standing right now. They really need to move the ball like they did the first half.
Okay, Katie Lewis with it, and Van Worden from the outside. If everybody's just stand around, take that three-point pop from the outside, and she does. 29-14 North and 7-11 remaining in the third quarter. Quickly down the court over to the right side, there is Katie Travis, and was that a 3? They gave her 3 points for that. It's up to 29-16, and putting the ball in the basket. It seems like they got something accomplished at halftime. Kelsey Ants now dribbling through the defense right down the lane, puts it up, and runs into traffic right in the last second. Ball goes off the rim, and it's a little contact. I guess foul called on the
She did her reach, and it's her second foul, team's first.
And that was called on
Kelsey Ants.
All right. Now we have Adam Goggin bringing the ball across the timeline for the Stags. Right down the middle over to the left-hand side. Pop up there by Lewick. And the rebound goes to Van Worden. Van Worden in the lane, about halfway down, puts the shot up, gets her own rebound, brings it back out on top. Now going down the lane, this time is Lewis. She misses her shot too. Getting those inside opportunities, but you got to put the ball in the basket. Over here now it is Travis takes a shot from the baseline off the rim. So nobody putting the ball in the basket right now. A lot up and down the court. Everybody getting their exercise, get warm for the second half, and Van Worden now trying to get the offense set up here for the Northmen. Over to Tompkins on the left-hand side. Tompkins looks over there and inside to Ants. And now driving down the lane again. This time is Fraser. But her shot's wild and nobody moving on defense.
No one's moving. No one's going to the board. So right now they're just standing out there, which isn't working for them at all.
All right, so ball tied up on the floor. And that is Katie Lewis on top for the Northmen.
Looks like she picked up her third foul, and that's the team's second. Kingsley right now is just they can't get anything inside, so they're just trying to pop it on the outside, and it's working for them. They've scored 5 or 6 points. And
shots going down this half, a lot more than the first half. Anyway, out on the top now as they get the ball inbounds, they drive down the middle of the lane, and that was Autumn Gogan and her chance to put the ball in on a drive. So something happened at halftime. The Stags making their shots a lot more accurate. Northman now with the ball, and that is Fraser with it. Out to Van Worden, still at the top. Ants on the outside. Everybody over on the right-hand side. Now Tompkins crossing to the left. Gets it inside very nicely.
It was a great pass by Megan Tompkins to Liz Frazier.
After nobody moving, a really nice almost set play set up there, and it's nice. Now driving in, and as she drives in, that was Gogan. As she gets to the end and puts a shot up, Megan Tompkins was there. And I think they called the foul on Megan.
Yes, that's her second, team's third for this quarter.
And going to the line is Gogan. Northland leading 31-18, 4:51 remaining in the third quarter. Gogan at the line. And her shot off the bracket. She's got another chance coming. And here it goes. And this one goes in for Gogan and the Stags. Northman with the ball now. Van Worden all by herself in the backcourt. Does a great job as always bringing it out past her defender. Gets by her, gets all the way down inside the lane. Over on the left-hand side to Stolt and back out on top to Ants. Ants looking for an opening, can't get by her defender, so she passes over to Skolden at the top of the key. Skolden to Tompkins inside, back out on top. And driving the lane is Van Worden. And she gets inside and puts her shot in. Both teams seeming to hit the baskets a little bit better in the second half.
Yes, and it's Alyssa she's really start picking up going to the basket. She didn't have any points the first half, so it's great to see her pick up, the slack for the rest of the girls.
Stags get a shot, but it's rebounded by Tompkins. Van Worden with the ball now out at the top of the key on offense for the Northmen. Over on the left-hand side is a three-point attempt by Fraser. It goes off the rim, and it's rebounded by the Stags. They're trailing 33-19 to the Northmen with 3:54 remaining in quarter number 3. Ball goes out of bounds off the Stags, and Van Worden getting ready to bring it in for the Northland. All kinds of defenders up the floor now. A very heavy press. Almost everybody up here, and they get the ball passed in.
Looks like Kingsley knocked it out. Right now, they weren't ready for that press yet, so hopefully they can set up to their press breaker and get some open.
So we'll see what happens. Skolden's going to bring the ball in from the far sideline here, and we've got Van Worden and Stinger up the floor here for the Northland. Comes into Van Worden. She passes. She looks to Stinger but keeps the ball. Van Worden consistently does a very good job of moving it up the floor against one player. Does a really good job. Gets it across. Then she's double teamed. Realizes it and passes to Skolten, who gets it into Stinger and up and off the boards. Gogan with it now for the Stags. Top of the key, spins around, gets inside, puts it up over Van Worden, and 2 points for the Stags. 33-21. 3:19 remaining in the third quarter. Van Worden bringing the ball out. As she picks it up and stops, her defender comes in on top of her, and Coach D calls a timeout. So Van Worden's about to get trapped behind the timeline.
Obviously right now Northman's having a hard time running their offense. Beforehand, they were moving, they were setting screens, they were getting open. They had great looks. I'm not sure what exactly happened. Usually, you go in the locker room, come out, and refreshed and stronger than you have before. And Kingsley's doing a really nice job penetrating the paint and getting that open look. And I don't know what happened to our help defense or why no one's pinching those gaps, or Megan or Kelsey aren't there to contest the shot. But hopefully we can make those adjustments.
Yeah, I think so. And I think a big part of the difference in the second half, frankly, is Kingsley. They were a little disorganized the first half, took advantage of halftime to maybe gel things a little bit more. They came back out with a decent press and some decent shooting, including outside shooting.
I was really curious to see, hear what their coach had to say in the locker room, because they were probably only in the locker room for 1 to 2 minutes. So whatever he said must have really made a move.
Said it quickly, and it worked. Anyway, Northman with the ball now. Megan Tompkins on the outside finds Larson on top. Larson trying to find somebody open, passes it over to the left-hand side there to Van Worden. Down the middle and back out on top. That was Stinger with the ball in the middle. Shoot from the outside. Rebounded by the Northman. That's Stinger bringing the ball down and pulling it back outside to reset. Stinger with the ball on the left-hand side. Looks inside and finds Larson at the top of the key. Back out to Tompkins outside the three-point arc. And her shot off the rim and up the floor for the Stags. They get through to the baseline, but the shot misses, and Tompkins pulls it down, passes off to Van Worden, and they bring the ball back.
We can't have Tompkins. She is a pretty good, decent three-point shooter, but when we can get that easy bucket down low, that's where we need to see her.
Want her closer to the basket. That was Larson shooting over everybody, off the rim and over to the Stags. Coming across midcourt now, the Stags with the ball, and over to the left-hand side, that's Travis with it. Trying to get around Fraser, passes it back over to the left-hand side now, and out there is Gogan. Spins around, but the ball gets out of her hands and tied up over there, but they get possession back, and it is now Lee with the ball over on the right side. Back out on top to Gogan. They drive it to the right-hand side. There's contact underneath there. I think they're going to call that on Van Worden. Yep. Foul on Van Worden. Play stops with Northman leading 33-21, minute 33 remaining in the third quarter. And on that foul, it's going to be a ball out of bounds for the Stags.
That was Alyssa's third foul, team's fourth. So hopefully she should be fine with foul trouble.
As they bring the ball in from the baseline, whistle blows. It was a 5-second
call
to get the ball inbound. So now the Northmen are going to try Kelsey Ants, bring it into Weaver. Natalie Weaver, let's see what she can do tonight. She brings it over the half-court line, passes it to Fraser on the right-hand side. Fraser out on top there. It goes inside to Larson. Larson turns and gives it to Tompkins on the right. Gives it to Cutting Fraser on the right-hand side. Back to Tompkins, give and go. Gets it back to her right in the middle, and she puts the ball in.
That was a great pass by Liz, and to really see Megan moving down the middle quickly and give her that lead pass.
Yeah, Megan gives up the ball, takes off for the basket, got it back, and put it right in. Okay, ball comes inside, right into the teeth of Northland defense, so they bring it back out. And there is Travis with the ball on the outside. They put it up, and whistle blows. And I think we're getting a call on the Northman fouling that shot. So a three-point opportunity here for Travis.
It looks like that foul was on Natalie Weaver, her first, team's fifth. We have Travis at the line, like you said. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, we don't appear to have the the players and the fouls indicated on the scoreboard here.
No,
so we're having a little trouble with
not
that.
at Central.
No. Anyway, ball goes in on the free throw, and it comes out to Fraser for the Northman, bringing it all the way down into the lane. Pass, nice pass off to the side to Ants. But she's triple teamed immediately as she gets it, brings it, manages to hang on, brings it back out on top. And shooting from the free throw line is Fraser. Ants with the rebound, and she puts it up from the right-hand side of the lane. 2 points for the Northman, 37-24, 29 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Three-point shot over from the right-hand side for the Stags. They miss, and that's Larson with the rebound. Gives it to Fraser, who brings it up across the timeline, right into the lane. She sees a lot of open space ahead of her, and the ball keeps going, and she stops. So it's going to be out of bounds to the Stags.
Looks like we have Asia Tallman coming in for Natalie Weaver to finish up this quarter with 13 seconds left.
All right, ball comes in for the Northmen out on top to Tompkins over to Ants on the left-hand side. Ants curls, gets right by the defender. A nice move, but her shot misses, and it's going, being brought up the court with 1 second left. The shot, it's a little bit short, and the end of the third quarter, we have the Petoskey Northmen leading the Kingsley Stags 37-24. We'll be right back here with the final quarter on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit the upsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
The Title IX throwback game tightening up a little bit here in the fourth quarter. Third quarter action, the Stags got 13 points to the Northland's 10 in the third quarter, and they end that quarter with the Northland leading 37-24. Northland start the fourth quarter with the ball with Van Worden to the right-hand side. That's Blanchard. Blanchard gets it into Ants underneath. There's contact. She falls down, and it's tied up on the floor. And possession arrow. I don't know if this is going to be a possession arrow play or not, as they're pulling people up off the floor. And it looks like it is going to be, they give the ball to the Stags out of bounds. 37-24, just going here in the fourth quarter. Kogan brings the ball across the timeline, goes around to the left-hand side, passes it across. Nice open position underneath the
backdoor
basket.
They had.
Great backdoor play for Katie Meeker. Puts that ball in. And up the court now for the Northmen. It's Ants at the top of the key. Turns around, moves to the right a little bit. Backs out, looks for something going on underneath. Finds Fraser on the left-hand side. Fraser brings it out on top to Ants underneath. Ants turns around. They're looking for some action inside. Ants curls, throws it in the middle, but she meant to pass it to somebody, but nobody was there. And the Stags bring the ball up and get it to the baseline. It's a pop from the left-hand side. That's Lewick, and her shot misses, rebounded by the Northman. That's Asia Abram-Craig who brought that ball down. Is she in the game?
Yeah, Asia's in the game today, so that's great.
Okay, and over on the left-hand side there now, Northman with the ball. And curling towards the middle is Fraser, but whistle blows as she moves that way. It's timeout called by the Northland.
Right now you can see there's like a lot of standing going around, and we're not being aggressive towards the boards. They're getting a lot of the boards, defense and offense. So hopefully we can pick up that slack, and it's great to go to the offensive boards and get that second opportunity. There's a play that just happened where we weren't even back on defense, which everyone needs to be calling deeper ball and stopping the ball from entering the middle of the court.
Northland ahead by just 11 at this point. That's a reasonably comfortable margin, but one, you don't want to let the game get away from you, and two, you don't want to ease up on this non-conference opponent. You got to keep playing hard and try to get that game back under control.
You can definitely tell Kingsley has stepped it up the second half, and they're not willing to get it up. It's getting a little physical on the court, and hopefully, everything stays calm. Coach D obviously isn't too worried. He's subbing pretty deep into the bench. It looks like he has the regular, 5 or 6 out on the court right now.
Skolden with the ball, so one deviation from the regular ones, and putting that up is Stinger, who's another non-starter. They get the ball up, they put it in, they get the score, and it is 39-26. Stags with the ball now, and they drive around the right-hand side. As they get in, they turn, put the ball up, and rebounded. Northman not dominating the inside quite as much because some of their dominating players are taking a little break. But foul called
on Amanda Stinger. That's her second foul, team 6. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the fourth. We would just really need to stay clean with those fouls. There's 5 or 4 of us down at the paint, and there's no reason why we didn't get that box out in that second opportunity. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had the free throw.
Lee at the free throw line, and she misses. It's Van Worden now bringing the ball out. She's got a double team on her, but calmly passes it up to Ants. Back over the other side to Fraser, and they break the pressure, get it up into the forecourt to Stinger. Down underneath, nice pass as they set up on the inside, and that was Van Worden in there, put the ball in for the Northmen. Foul called.
Looks like on Liz Fraser, she reached. I think it's on the floor. Right now they're in 1-on-1 with 5 minutes and 52 seconds left, so
it's going to be a shot from the free throw line, and going there is Lee. Nope, excuse me. That's Autumn Gogan. Northman leading 41-27. And everybody's getting settled down here. If you getting things organized and now ready for the free throw. And shot goes up, and it's in. She's got one more coming. Nice shot.
So far, she's been at 50% tonight. So if you're going to send someone to the line, don't send her. 50% is not that great, but
well, it's a little more than 50%.
Now it's a little bit more than 50%, but so far she's the best free throw shooter on their team.
And she puts that one in, and now it's Van Worden over on the right-hand side, bringing the ball up for the Northmen. Over to the left-hand side, and that shot up from Ants off the rim, rebounded underneath by Stinger. She puts it back up, and foul underneath.
Foul was called on Amanda Stinger over the back. It's her third. Team's 8th. They're going to go to shoot.
All right, so we come all the way to the other end of the court, and stepping to the line is Danielle Falker. Getting ready for her free throw, getting all of her teammates lined up in the right spots, and her shot now from the free throw line, trailing 41-29, and that's still the score as her shot misses. Rebounded, though, by the Stags, and they put it up, so they get 2 instead of 1. And Van Worden bringing the ball back for the Northmen, 41-30, only 11-point margin right now. As Van Worden goes down the left-hand side, stops at the circle, crosses, curls down the middle, gets all wide open all by herself, but misses the layup. And rebound comes down, and as Van Worden gets beat for the rebound, she reaches in to try to take the ball away and comes out with the foul. And again, being in the bonus, we're coming all the way back to the other end of the court. And this time it is Sarah Lewick at the line trying to make some shots here for the Stags, the way they want to have it with the clock stop. When you're trying to catch up, that's what you want to do. Ants and Tompkins back in the game. So it looks like Coach D ready to settle things down
pulled out
a little bit.
Alyssa. She had 4 fouls, so 5 minutes is still a lot of time left on the clock, and we can't afford her to foul out.
Free throw off the front of the rim. Almost looked like that was on purpose. It came right back to the shooter, but she couldn't get play done. And over on the left-hand side now for the Northmen, it's Skolton. Drives down the lane, stops at the baseline, turns around, passes it back out on top to Fraser. Fraser down the lane, misses to the right a little bit, rebounded by the Stags, and they got the ball right back all the way up the court, down to the baseline. And as they move in for the shot, looks like double traveling called on the Stags. The defense came out to meet her and threw her off balance a little bit. She thought she was going to be wide open to the hoop, and no such luck. Bringing the ball in for the Northmen, it's Skolton under the basket. And they bring it in over on the left-hand side to the middle. That is Fraser with the ball, gets it into Ants on the left-hand side. Ants drives to the right, gets wide open, drives down the lane.
Great take by Kelsey Ants.
Yeah, it was like the Red Sea parting, and she just kind of ran down the lane. Then one of the one of the Stags tried to compensate by fouling, so Kelsey's got the first half of the first 2/3 of the three-point play, and she's at the line now to try to complete it, leading 43-31, and shot goes in, three-point play for Kelsey Ants. Northman in the lead with 4:39 remaining in the game. Stags quickly up the floor, and that is Lewick over on the far side, back out on top, and being closely guarded there by Ants. Move it down the left side to get open, but then they pass it out to the wing, make a shot, take a rebound, and set back up again as the Northman clogging up the middle again. Three-point shot from the outside, nicely by, I think that was Travis.
Yeah, Lily Travis.
And so now it's 44-34, 10-point margin, and Northman bring the ball up. Get it up to the forecourt. It's out of the hands of Skolton, scrambling for it on the floor. They call it a jump, and possession arrow in favor of the Northmen. So Skolton standing out of bounds. She's going to get the ball back and passes it inside of the backcourt to Lewis. Lewis close to guarded, but brings it into the circle. Over on the left-hand side, dishes it off to Fraser. Fraser curls out across the top, gets the top, passes it over to Skolton on the right-hand side. Skolton brings it back to the top, and then there's contact way out away from the basket by Andrea Lee, who runs into Skolton almost at the timeline.
That's her second foul, team's third. So they don't have anything to worry about foul trouble. We really right now need to work on having those crisp passes. They're getting a little lousy, which is going to lead to a turnover or a steal.
And with 3:39 remaining in the game and the ball way outside, that might have been a little intentional there to try to stop things from going. But it comes back in. It's Northman ball, and they bring it into, Lewis at the top of the key. Lewis drives halfway down the lane, stops, finds Ants. Ants into Tompkins underneath. That play doesn't work this time as the ball off of Tompkins' hands. Ants, nice jump to block the pass to the forecourt for... block that pass by the Stags. She gets it up for a shot, and they miss, so Stags with the ball coming back. 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining, Northman by 10. Shot off the front of the rim, and it's rebounded by Lewis. Northman turn it back around and bring it back up court. Only 3 minutes left for the Stags to close that 10-point margin. Northman 44-34.
Right now, they're just trying to run down the clock. It looks like they're running maybe a short corner, trying to dribble, penetrate. They can.
They got the opportunity. Yes. They went right down the middle as Fraser took it to the hoop, and she's going to the line, so she's got an opportunity for a three-point play. As much as you want to weave on the outside, if you got that opportunity to go in, you take it. And one of the smallest girls on the court got a chance to go inside and got the foul, and now is ready for a shot for a three-point play out at the free-throw line as Fraser's ready. Shots off the rim, so she only gets two, but the rebound comes down to Tompkins. So the Northman retain possession, which is important at this point with 2:37 remaining. A little contact out on top, scramble for the ball on the floor. It's tied up by the Stags. It's got to be Stags' ball. I think they've got the arrow this time, and they do. So clock stop now, timeout called, and clock stop with 2:31 remaining. Northman with a 12-point lead, 46-34. Time starting to run down a little bit on the Stags now, and the Northman getting back in control a little bit. 2:31 remaining. Could the Stags do anything?
The Stags just have to keep putting that ball pressure and playing that solid defense like they were the third quarter, not giving opportunity to drive through the basket like they were. You can tell that they're kind of playing on Megan a little bit, so you're not getting seen as much post feeds, but you have Alyssa and Katie and Liz Frazier, Kelsey, and it's all just penetrating the middle and driving it to the hole. So right now they just need to work on pitching gaps and making some shots on their side.
And they've been able to, the Northman have been able to hang on to possession for about the last 30 seconds. One thing you want to do in this spot if you're Kingsley is make those possessions as short as possible, give you a chance to score the ball. And they really haven't been able to do that. They're going to start as the teams come back on the floor with Kingsley with possession at the Northman end of the floor, and they throw the ball in the backcourt. Goes to Gogan, and she brings the ball up to the three-point line, backs up, and pops it from over there to the pass to the other side of the court. Defense over there adjusting pretty well as Lewis knocks the ball out of bounds.
You can tell how physical this game is. You know, refs can't see everything, but watching from here, I can use a couple moving screens, very intentional. Hopefully it gets a little cleaner game right now.
Well, Stags bring the ball in from out of bounds, and it's off the hands. I guess they called it off of the hands of Stinger because it's going to be Stags ball, so they try again, bring it in. Seconds keep ticking off the clock, and ball's not going in the basket. Now they do get it underneath the basket on a nice inbounds pass right underneath the basket. The Kingsley player goes right up with it, fouled, made the shot, and it's going to the line. That's what you want to see if you're the Stags' opportunity to score 3, and that is Kenzie Meeker, who made the shot and is standing at the line ready to try to convert that three-point play.
Foul was on Katie Lewis, her 4th, team's 10th. Hopefully they can keep it clean because we can't afford to have, you know, free throws over offensive fouls or anything like that.
No, the Stags are going to score. We want them to score with the clock moving. Rebound comes down to Ants as the clock started up again. 2:14 to go. Van Worden down to the lane, passes off to Tompkins on the side. Her shot misses and they take it out. It's a little surprised they took it in so quickly, but Tompkins had an opportunity. Now back to the Stags. They try to go inside. Van Worden reaches in and knocks the ball away, but they get the ball back and put it in and score. So it's now 46-38, which is an 8-point margin. And whistle blows. I think it's timeout by the Northmen as Fraser was set to bring the ball out. 46-38, only a minute 45 remaining. Game's in range here, you know, really just about, what did I say, 8-point margin.
Yeah.
What is that? That's about 3 possessions.
The Northmen just really need to take their time and work for their shot. You know, they're in no hurry to score right now. Kingsley's going to be playing tough defense and really tight ball pressure, and they just need to work for that shot. You can't have a pass to Megan Tompkins with 3 girls on her and not get a wide open layup. We want layups or a nice open shot. You know, work the clock a little bit down. And
yeah, that whole possession only took about 10 seconds. They got to use up, even if they don't score, they need to take a lot more time off the clock. Northmen bring the ball in, and it's going straight for the basket there. Liz Fraser, a set play from the bench, and results in 2 points for the Northmen. Over here is the Stags try to take it up over Tompkins, can't do it. Tompkins gets the rebound, gets her face washed a little bit, but this time of the game you can use a little.
Yes, just a little.
Yeah. All right, out on top it's Van Worden now for the Northmen, taking a look around. Clock down to 1:19. A 10-point lead for the Northmen, 48-38. Inside to Ants at the top of the key, underneath to Tompkins. She turns around against 3 players and puts the ball up and in. No defense against height. Minute 5 remaining, 40-38 Northmen. 50-38. That was going to be pretty close, 40-38. Shot goes up and Northmen get the rebound. That's Tompkins who brings it down and gives it to Van Worden. They leave her to bring the ball up the court alone, which she manages to do. Gets in the lane over the left-hand side to Ants. Ants drives the lane, curls in, gets between everybody, puts it up, and she's fouled as she found a little keyhole in to switch, get to the basket and drew the contact. No, didn't score the shot, but she gets the opportunity for 2 tries from the free throw line.
I'm a little bit in shock on how much they're in a hurry to score right now. You know, there's 44 seconds left, 50-38. They're up by now. Kelsey scored her first free throw.
Yeah, you think there was like, you know, they're giving away free chicken or something if you get to 55 points or something, you know. But I don't think there's any promotion like that.
No,
I don't
know if they're trying to do something, but really they should just take their time. Yes, they're getting good open looks, but there's no need to rush or play sloppy.
Well, that helps a lot now as Van Worden intercepts the pass across the timeline, and the Northmen set back up again. Let's see if they stay outside. Well, I guess not. Driving right down the middle is Fraser, but she passes it to Tompkins on the side, and Tompkins back out to Van Worden on top. So it looks like they're slowing it down a little bit now. Fraser out on top, looks around in no hurry, drives towards the middle of the lane. 3 defenders in there. Chelsea passes it off to Tompkins, who gives it to Ants. A beautiful pass in the middle of the lane. And puts it in, adds up score a little bit more, 54-38. So maybe we got one more point here for the Free Chicken. I don't know, but shot by the Stags, a long three-pointer. It's out of bounds. Must have been touched by somebody on the way because the Stags are getting it out of bounds. 3 seconds left. I don't think we're going to get to 55, and I don't think we're going to lose either. Pass comes inbounds, put up quickly from the baseline, rebounded by Ansa, and the horn goes. And that brings us to the end of the game. Final score, Petoskey Northman 54 and the Kingsley Stags 38 as the Northmen win this Title IX throwback game. And we'll be back to discuss how they did it in just a moment here on WJML, News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
This holiday season, give the gift that gives to others. Shop from home, save on gas, avoid the crowds, and most importantly, support your local charitable organizations to serve others who need help right here in Northern Michigan. It's the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com, and click on Alternative Gifts. You can donate to local organizations in someone's honor and receive gift cards describing each gift. Choose from charities such as the Manna Food Project, the Community Free Clinic, the Harbor Springs Food Pantry, Great Start Preschool, the Northwest Michigan Community Action Agency, the Nehemiah Project, Women's Resource Center, and Habitat for Humanity. 100% of all donations go directly to the organizations that you choose. Celebrate the spirit of the season. Support your community with gifts from the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com.
At this festive season, what could be more heartwarming than Dickens' timeless tale, A Christmas Carol? Little Traverse Civic Theater is producing A Christmas Carol at the Crooked Tree Arts Center December 13th through 16th and 20th through 22nd. Tickets are available by visiting ltct.org or by calling 231-348-1850. Laugh and cry as the talented cast brings the tale to life for your entire family. Call 231-348-1850 for tickets or visit ltct.org.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle, and God save you.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. Spirit, I cannot bear it. Haunt me no more.
Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. A Merry Christmas. God bless you.
God blesses everyone.
This message brought to you by Silver Dollar Business Solutions, not authorized or approved by Little Traverse Civic Theater or its affiliates.
And the Central School gym emptying out a little bit here as we wrap up the Title IX throwback game. Lots of excitement. Of course, Title IX throwback game, lots of traditions. Central School, we have some traditions of our own here on the WJML News Talk Sports basketball broadcast. And Caitlin, that was the Eye of the Tiger music. So,
yes.
So tradition says it's your turn to tell us who's the Eye of the Tiger of tonight's game.
Since tonight was a special game, and the Northmen played really well, I have to give it to a player each quarter. And for the first quarter, we had Megan Tompkins. She had 6 points the first quarter really stood out with the defense, and she probably had 4 blocks that first quarter, let alone, I don't know how many she had the game. The second quarter.
Tell you what, it sounds like kind of a cop-out to me. 4 of them. Jason, do we have 4 Eye of the Tiger trophies? Are we going to be able to
I'm sorry. It was an overall good team effort.
It's quite a right. You get to decide the Eye of the Tiger.
I have to decide
So if you say 4, that's what it is.
Deserve it.
And Jason's just going to have to come up with 3 extra trophies. He'll have to work on that. Go ahead.
And so for the second quarter, we have Jamie Larson. She really stepped it up tonight. She doesn't get a lot of playing time, but when she did, she definitely showed up for practice. And the third quarter had to go to Alyssa Van Worden. She really started driving towards in the middle of that quarter and penetrating and kept us kind of in the game when our third quarter was kind of probably the worst quarter we played defensively. And fourth quarter was Kelsey Ants. She overall had 18 points that game, and 10 or probably half of those points came from the fourth quarter of driving it in and being strong with her free throws tonight. She was 3 for 3. So those are your Eye of the Tiger awards tonight.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And as much as I think it's a cop-out to give out 4 of them.
Sorry, I just had to.
It's quite all right. I agree with you on every one of those picks. I think that it was a great game played by lots of people. We still saw a little bit of that inconsistency creeping in, particularly in the third quarter. But by and large, if they can keep doing everything that they did right in this game, they're all set. Really, and I guess we'll find out later on this week whether this has something to do with the opposition tonight or whether it's the Northmen coming together a little more as a team. But clearly they are coming together more as a team. Whether it's enough or not, we'll find out. But looked very, very good tonight. Both ends of the court, dominating the inside on both ends of the court, getting some shots to go down. And
inside and outside, we did pretty well tonight.
Yep. Well, and that's a good combination when you can do that. Opens things up for each other when you do that. But all right, lots of points scored by the Northmen tonight, 54. So we should have some people with lots of marks in that book.
So we have Megan Tompkins with 15, Liz Frazier with 6, Kelsey Ants with 18, Jamie Larson with 4, Katie Lewis with 3, Alyssa Van Worden with 6, and Abby Blanchard with 2.
So the Northmen going back and forth between Kelsey and Megan on the high score of the game tonight. It's Kelsey's turn, and she looked really good out there.
She definitely is improving, and like we said earlier in the broadcast about her having more attention on her, which gives her the strongest defensive players. She's doing a great job getting around them, and scoring 18 points is awfully good for having probably their best defender on her.
And most of those points, I think, I didn't keep track, but seems like most of them coming on the inside. Doing a good job getting, it looks like there's 3 people on her, and then all of a sudden she's open underneath the basket, and that's just good moves. That's
for
great
someone
moves.
Kelsey's size, it's amazing how quick she is with the ball, and she's built. She is very strong, and you do not want to get run over by Kelsey, and she is definitely going to do well next year at LSSU.
Yeah, she does a good job of intimidating people, but she also, those are good moves. Those are not just freight trains coming down the lane.
No, she has definitely great skills, and she's worked hard for to be as good as she is at basketball off season.
Yep, and maybe it's deceptive a little bit. Maybe it's the fact that she's getting open after some tough moves that gets her percentage down a little bit. Or maybe she just needs to settle down a little bit as she's getting inside. But she scored a lot of points. She scored more than anybody else, but she missed out on quite a few opportunities. But no question about it, a great game by her. That's just a little technical point. That's not a criticism. She had a fantastic game. Now, there were 38 points scored by Kingsley, and I imagine a lot of them scored in the third quarter. They scored 13 in the third quarter. I got that. So, and then fourth quarter, they came in with 24. They went out with 38. So they got 14 in the fourth quarter. Did pretty well. Where did those points come from?
We have Katie Travis with 3. Lily Travis was 4. Kenzie Meeker with 12, Danielle Folker with 2, Autumn Goggin with 12, and Andrea Lee with 4.
All right, so 2 top scorers, Meeker and Goggin. They were clearly very active through the whole game. They had some size, and on a team that size isn't really a very big factor for them, and some good moves and persistence. When their shots weren't falling, they kept going and kept going and kept pushing and trying to do things, and ended up putting a lot of points on the book. Not enough to beat the Northmen, but enough to show pretty well. Do we need another break here, or are we pretty much done? All right, well, then why don't we spend a moment here talking about the next game. We're going to be back on,
Thursday.
We're going to be back on Thursday. There's a game on Wednesday at Sault Ste. Marie, a non-conference game, I believe. Let me make sure that that's true. No, that's after that. That's the next week. So, yeah, the next game is Thursday. We'll be there. Actually, we'll be right here in Petoskey.
High school.
Not in Central School. It'll be in the high school. So don't come to Central School Thursday. Go to the high school, where we'll be hosting Traverse City West, a team that's traditionally a very serious contender in the Big North Conference. And we'll see how they're doing this year as we get a visit from them, and try to keep things going. Now we're got a couple of wins at home. We're 1-1 in the conference, so we've got to keep our eyes on that record. And I know the Northmen have high hopes for the conference season. This is going to be a key point in that to keep us from. We don't want to have to do all the work in the second half of the season. So
not like last season.
Not like last season. So we want to make sure we get some points. Hey, I had a great time doing this tonight. I think
it was fun. Being back at Central Gym and how loud it gets, and the girls in their uniforms was overall a good night.
Yep, and good following. Lots of people came out for it, and we got a good chance to talk about progress of girls sports in high school, and a good place to see that happening is right here in Petoskey. Come out and support these Northland girls as they continue to take advantage of the opportunities that they now have as female athletes to advance their careers and their enjoyment, of all these opportunities they have. Well deserved and well worth your time in coming out and seeing those games, or in listening to those games right here on WJML. That's pretty much bringing us to the end for the night. You got any final thoughts?
No, I don't.
Okay. Got all those thoughts out of you as the game was going on. Well, that's quite all right. Then let me just say that tonight's Petoskey Northman basketball victory was brought to you by your local Petoskey UPS store, your certified packaging expert located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Silver Dollar Business Solutions. Increase your business's bottom line with value-added electronic payment services. And thanks to them, we heard a good bit about the play at the Crooked Tree Art Center over the next next week, right? There's 3 or 4 more performances of that, and you should get out there. You can see what Jason looks like. He's going to be in that play, and he does a much better job. He does a great job on stage. He does a great job on radio. I want to say either one is better than the other, but don't miss your opportunity to go out and see him at the Crooked Tree Art Center. Northern Michigan Artist Market with Art and All Media by over 90 local Northern Michigan artists from Traverse City to the top of the Upper Peninsula at 445 East Mitchell Street, next to the old library in Petoskey's historic Gaslight District. And of course, special thanks to our friends at WJML Radio, without whom this would not at all be possible. News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com. And that wraps it up for us here at the Title IX Throwback Game here at Central School. Tonight's final score, Petoskey Northmen 54 and the Kingsley Stags 38. We'll see you on Thursday.